How you doing, folks? It's Ron Grovis from Ron's Beers and Tools. I've got a beer to showcase today, as you can see in front of you. It's Bud Light from Anheuser-Busch. As you know, it's a popular beer, now part of InBev family. But it's probably been brewed 1,001 times, and you've all probably had it a number of times. Or at least tried it a number of times. The can is different. I don't know why they've subdued the Anheuser-Busch logo in the blue paint. But let's talk about this beer a little bit. This beer is a 4.2% alcohol by volume. It's got 110 calories. And on the hops, I couldn't get any IBUs on this know-how from their site or other sites. They use a floral and bitter hops in this, though. This beer is basically styled as a light lager. They've been brewing this since 1982. This beer does have adjuncts in, which is rice. They say the rice adds the crisp, clean taste, and which it does. That's why the rice is in there. As far as the other stuff, it's all your basic beer, the barley, the malt, the yeast. It's all of the basics in a beer. All right, let's take a look at this beer before we go on to what the company is about. We got a glass here. Okay, and it is an Anheuser-Busch glass. If you can see the logo on that. Okay, see this Bud Light. Some water vapors coming out. To be fair, I don't know what the age of this beer is. Might be on the bottom of the can. But, oh, I can smell that maltiness from here. Definitely has good carbonation. Get the logo out of the way. Definitely has good carbonation in it. Nice white, rich head on it. Plenty of carbonation. Get the drone up. There you go. Creamy head on it. It's a lager. A light lager. Creamy head and plenty of carbonation on it. Plenty. Let's see what the can has to say. Bud Light. Always brewed using the choicest hops, best barley, malt, and rice. Anheuser-Busch Incorporated. I don't doubt that they don't use some of the choicest ingredients. It's a big enough company to do that, even before they got bought out by InBev. It's a conglomerate now in a way. They have 100 brands under their name of this of Anheuser-Busch. We all know Anheuser-Busch being big in St. Louis, Missouri, and the headquarters are still in St. Louis, Missouri. Their founders for this fine beer company, or this brewery I should say, was many years back in 1852, was Erhard Anheuser, E-H-E-R-H-A-R-D, Erhard Anheuser, and Adolphus Busch, and Ernst Busch, E-R-N-S-T Busch, and that was in 1852, and they started in St. Louis, Missouri. It's grown. They have a lot of breweries throughout the world before they even sold out to InBev. Locally here, we go up to the brewery Anheuser-Busch up in Merrimack, New Hampshire. They give a good tour, very good tour. It's a very enjoyable place to be. You get their Clydesdale horses there. You go to the stables. You get to see the horses. And I know my Boston accent, I'm saying horses. Horses. I'll try to get that out of the horses. The horses. And it's really a good tour. It's an enjoyable tour up there, and it's a good time at Anheuser-Busch up there. And let's see if we get a little more information on this. Like I said, they have 100 brands under the Anheuser-Busch name. And because of that, they hold more than 45.8% of share of the beer market. Now, I don't know if that's in the United States or the world. I think it's the world. But I'm not positive. 45.8% of the beer market. That's an awful lot. And by their words, Bud Light is brewed using a blend of premium aroma hops. Well, I can understand that because the aroma in this beer is really, really nice. Look at the combination. The aroma, as soon as I opened the can, came right out at me. So they use a blend of premium aroma hop varieties, both American grown and imported. So I'm probably bet to say there's some noble hops in this, or some German hops in this. And then they also have a combination of barley malts and rice. We know, as it says on the can there, the rice. Its superior drinkability and refreshing flavor makes it the world's favorite light beer. I can kind of believe that. I mean, I don't think a lot of other foreign countries even have light beers that stick out like Bud Light does. Like in our country, Coors Light. We're kind of on a market of buying light beers when we're a little overweight or we're trying to get in shape or we have a diet. We go to light beers, and it seems like this country, our country, America, has a lot of light beers. I want to, before I forget, I want to, if I go any further on this beer, I do want to say, Beer Advocate gave this a 1.86 out of 5. That's awful. I mean, that's what they're saying, that the beer is awful. And another thing I found out doing due diligence on this beer at the Anheuser-Busch, and not just this one here, but all the beers in the United States, they're not regulated by the FDA. They're regulated by the Treasury Department. Isn't that kind of strange? A product that you ingest in your body, it has a lot of ingredients in it, food stuff and staples and so forth of eating and nutrition, that it's not regulated by the FDA. It's regulated by the Treasury Department, of all things. That's something I found out. Well, I want to say these shout-outs. These are basically to founders and co-founders and owners of all these a lot of these craft breweries that have popped up recently, over 5,300 or something like that in the United States. And they've really added to the beer scene. I mean, I like my major beers and so forth. When I drink, I drink mostly. If I drink Bud Light, it's when I go to a restaurant. I like Bud Light on draft. I don't particularly like it in a can. This is just how they bought, and I'm going to do a review on it. But if I drink Bud Light, I like it to be on draft. I like it, and I enjoy it when it's on draft. When I'm eating a meal, I want a light beer. So I have, usually as a rule, Bud Light or some other light beer. And I do try other beers too. But I mean, back to the craft beers. They've done so much for the beer industry. People that have never drank beer before are drinking these beers, all these beers with hops in them, and these IPAs, and all these fruits in the beers, and these different beers. I mean, we've always had our stouts and porters, which I think majority of the guys drink. I'm not trying to leave the gals out of this. Majority of the guys drink those stout beers and those bourbon barrel beer, ales with all the bourbon in them and high percentage of alcohol. But overall, what I'm saying is that these craft brewers, these founders of these craft brews, have made the United States a very nice place to drink beer. So I just want to give some shout-outs to the owners. I'm just going to mention their names to these founders and co-founders. And no special order am I saying this. Is just I had written them down, and I want to say them. So here they are. Nico Freccia, Freccia. Sean O'Sullivan, great job, guys. Adam Pearson, great job, Adam. Mike Stevens, great job, Mike. Tony McGee, great job, Tony. Jim Koch, we all know him. Jim Cook, Jim Cook, great job. Eric, Sam, and Jack Hendler, great job, guys. Very good. Nate Lanier, Lanier, great job. Damien Gaudreau and Kim Gaudreau, great job, guys and gal. Dean Rohan, great job, Dean. Steve Hindy and Tom Potter. Again, Steve Hindy and Tom Potter, great job, guys. You've added to, like the rest of them, to the beer world in the United States here. You opened up a whole broad of all kinds of beers, all yours. Freddie Bench and Kevin McNerney. And that's just a very short number of founders and co-founders that have really opened up the beer world to me. I've been a long-time beer drinker. You know, not just your basic Schlitz and Budweiser and Narragansett and Pabst. But so now I got the opportunity to drink all kinds of beer. In Boston area, Harpoon. As far as the flavor, it's not a bad flavor. Crisp, like all lagers, it's a crispness to it. Not a flavorful beer. It's not a bad taste, though. Sharpness and crispness to it. It's keeping the retention on the head is still there. Run down a bit. It's drinkable. I could drink these. I'd rather have it on draft, though. Would I buy this again? No. Wouldn't buy it again. Wouldn't get it again. There's so many other fine and better brews on the market. But I guess it has its niche. It's very popular. The rice, I think, comes out too on the crispness of it. I might add some bit of flavor. I really don't know. I do like rice and chicken wings, but that's something different. That is nice. I can drink this, but again, like I say, it's drinkable for people that like light beer. It is drinkable. Not the most flavorful beer. It is light, and that's exactly what they're telling you. It's Bud Light, and that's what they're selling to you. So, with that said, hope you folks enjoy the day today. Get in touch with the family. Do things with the family. And if you're going to drink today, this is a Saturday here today. If you're going to drink responsible. Everybody's out and about today because of being Saturday. So, have a good day, folks. Ciao.